Today I'm gonna do Preachers of L.A. episode 6. It starts off with Pastor Ron. He went to the barbershop, to get touched up because he has a general boards meeting that he has to preach at or whatever. Or he trying to get on the general boards, but he had a little event that he had to preach at. So they all in the barbershop, and he was telling them how he was trying to get onto the general board for the Church of God in Christ or whatever. I guess that's a big national thing where they kind of make the rules up of the church and make sure the Church of God in Christ is running smooth, I guess. So, they over there talking about he's kind of scared about it because a lot of the people, I guess, some people didn't vote for him. I guess because he's outspoken. He says because he came from the ghetto. So, some of the other guys, I guess there was another pastor in there, Pastor Bennett, I believe, was saying how he can be kind of thuggish, you know what I'm saying? And we all have seen that from Pastor Ron. He's very outspoken. Every time you turn around, he's talking about how he's from Compton and how he's a thug and how he carry a gun and all this kind of stuff. So he is just like, I can be the type of person that can bring the younger generation into the church. I can relate to the Lil Waynes and the Birdmans, and I'm sitting there like, why is he speaking of people that ain't relevant? I don't know. Ain't nobody checking for Birdman no more, and barely people checking for Lil Wayne. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, come on now. So, they start bringing about him carrying a gun or whatever. And he just like, I ain't gonna be nobody's fool. I'm gonna fucking carry my gun. My shit is licensed. That ain't what he was saying, but he was saying how his gun is licensed or whatever, and he gonna protect his family at all costs. I get that. And like I said, I must have grew up in Pastor Bennett church because I felt like when I was raised or whatever, God was your only protector. So for him to say he gonna have a gun, the gang members or might not know that you a pastor or still gonna try to check you regardless of you a man of God. And I understand that too, but like I said, I was raised where God is your only protector. You pray about a situation and bullets will fly past you. Haven't you ever been in that situation where you've been in a fucked up situation and you wasn't harmed by that situation? That was God protecting you. So that's what Pastor Bennett was kind of basically telling him, like, you don't need no damn gun. But, Pastor Ron's a thug, so, hey, he needs a gun. He started, at the end, he was talking about, well, let me crip walk on this. The other dude was like, well, let me, Holy Ghost shot on this. I laughed because I was like, that's an old school preacher. Pastor Bennett was an old school ass preacher. I was like, shit, why y'all ain't showing him in his damn church? But maybe his life is a little not exciting, so. Hey, he's more of a traditional pastor than Pastor Ron. Bishop McClain, he's eating with his family. He's basically talking to his little son got a girlfriend. I was sitting there like, how old is this little boy? But hey, kids are always talking about they got a girlfriend and a boyfriend and don't understand the situation, whatever. Hey, as long as he ain't doing nothing the girlfriend and boyfriend does, they can have a little puppy love. So then he talks to the older son. The older son, I guess he runs the music in the church. So he wants to kind of take leadership with that role or whatever in the church. So Pastor McClain is gonna allow him to do something in the church, but he kind of scared on giving him that kind of responsibility. Hey, whatever. Loretta and Christy, First Lady Christy and First Lady Maisha, they meet up at Loretta's restaurant. I think she called it, I don't know. I don't care. But I guess it's a Jamaican restaurant. And it's like co-owned with Pastor Bishop Noel Jones. So she called them in there, they talking. She's telling them how she wants them to taste a Jamaican tea soup. And I was just like, Maisha, hell to the no. That could be for you and her, but we can go on and move on over that. So she was like, well, I know she's conservative and all, but she could taste my food. No. If that shit ain't appealing, or even the title not appealing, no, she don't have to eat your food. I'm just saying. But, who's going to eat it was called a Jamaican fish suit. Now, hey, no offense to the Jamaicans, but that shit don't appeal to these Americans. I'm just saying, I'm American. That shit was, Damn, they got Jamaican fish. I mean, damn, fish. I don't know. That shit just didn't sound right. Especially to be fish blended up into a suit. So, anyway, let's move on from that. They talk about the Bishop Jones is going to be doing Dietrich's now wedding or whatever. So, they all happy about that situation. They was like, well, isn't he a part of the church? She was like, yeah, Maisha's been in the choir. So, it's only fitting that he does the wedding. So, Maisha brings up, she asks, like, do you think people should have babies or whatever and not married? Loretta's just like, I'm not judging them. I'm not judging. Hey, I'm happy for them. Whatever floats they boat. She was like, that's just like me judging Christy for having tattoos. And Maisha basically judged Christy too. She judged basically anybody. She's very, people was going off on First Lady Levette or whatever. First Lady Maisha is way more judgmental. I'm just saying. This episode made me look at her a little side eye. But, so, you know, they were talking about people with tattoos. Maisha's, like, held to the know. I mean, not held to the know, but she's not feeling people with tattoos. She kind of basically was trying to say it was a sin until Christy and Loretta was like, how was it a sin? Like, where in the Bible is it a sin? They just was basically calling her out, trying to let her know, like, having a tattoo is not a sin. Baby, I got this one, I got this one, I got this one. I got one on my back, I got one on my lower back. It ain't got shit to do with God. I'm just saying. My tattoos ain't got shit to do with God. It ain't got nothing to do with God looking down upon me because I have them. That's why I wore this dress. Just because I could show, like, I've been to church all my life. And it wasn't, hey, I got tattoos and it still don't stop me from going to church. And still probably have on a dress that shows my tattoos. And people don't look at me side-eye because that's not who I am. I'm not my tattoos. Like, come on now. So that kind of offended me with her. I started to want to go to her church and want to go show her this dress and these tattoos to let you know I'm not my tattoos. And I'm quite sure Christy is not her tattoos. Pastor Jay is not his tattoos. Nothing like that. So, hey, I like Christy. Christy is like, hell, like, Christy was looking at her like, bitch, are you serious? Like, do you see me not sitting next to you and you gonna say some shit like that? But hey, Pastor Jay and Christy, they meet up like in front of the church or whatever, and he was telling her how he was going to get a tattoo, and Pastor Cheney was going to go with him. She was like, how? Because I just had a conversation with Maisha, and Maisha ain't feeling that type of stuff. So he was just like, because he was talking about he was going to go get a 1950s Sparrow, and I was like, damn, I want to see what that look like. We'll get into that. But, so he just like don't understand why she has a problem with it, just like everybody else. So then they show Pastor Cheney and Maisha, she's in the office working or whatever, and then he tells her how he's gonna go to go to the tattoo shop with Pastor J, and she just feel like it's inappropriate. She said it's inappropriate for leaders to have tattoos. She was like, maybe when you were 21, but now that you're a leader, and that whole conversation, I just tuned her out because I still feel the same way I just talked about. Like, girl, boo. So, anyway, Bishop McClendon and his son, well, he was in having a meeting or whatever. His son walks in. He was asking him, was he ready for the little 2 p.m. service? Is everything okay? The little son, was like, okay, I just wanted to bring her some younger music so we could reach some younger people. So then we have Pastor Ron and Levette. They at, I guess, their church in the office or whatever. And he was telling her what happened at the barber shop and how people perceive him. And she was like, I can see that. She didn't, and I like her because, like he said, they have been married 30 years. So she know him in and out. So I like how she was able to call him out like, yeah, you are what they say you are. You are arrogant. You speak you brag on things that you bought or things that you have and stuff like that. And maybe you need to tone that shit down. She didn't say shit, but that's basically what she said. So, he took her advice and was like, okay. So, what else? She was telling him stop talking about his dumb stuff so much when he had to go preach at the other place. So then you have Pastor J. He meets up with his friend from the rock group band, Korn, with the K. So they were all sitting there at Taco somebody, and they were just talking about how Maisha feel on people with tattoos, and how the guy from Korn has tattoos, and how Pastor J has tattoos. And he was like, that's what brought me to your church, because you welcome any and everybody to your church and stuff like that. They spoke on Gene Simmons tripping about the guy from Korn being into church or whatever, and I was like, damn, he just threw him under the bus, because I never would have thought Gene Simmons would do some shit like that, but whatever, hey. But yeah, they just talked about, like, don't be judgmental. It's not cool to be judgmental. People have tattoos all the damn time. Pastor J was saying how he don't like how Christians judge people, and I was like, oh yes, we have too many of those. How do you expect people to come to Christ if you always got something negative to say about their lifestyle? Like, come on now. So, yeah. Bishop McClain and his son Cameron, they getting ready for the 2 p.m. church service. Cameron end up coming to sing a little slow-ass solo with his guitar. And I'm sitting there like, that's a praise and worship song, yes. But what young people was you trying to attract with that shit? Because all I seen was old first lady, county mothers, state mothers, whatever they want to be. All I saw was them crying in the audience and standing up. So what was the young people with? Switch that music up. That's all I'm saying. But hell, I don't go to your church, so hey. Bishop McClendon, he talked to his kids after the service about the what went on and how he want to change the music and all this kind of stuff, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Then you have Pastor Ron and his wife. They at the board meeting, and Pastor Ron was preaching. He was, like I told y'all before, this man can preach his ass off. He can make you feel everything that he said from beginning to the end of him preaching. And if you did not get into what he was saying when he was preaching, something just wrong with you. Because he was preaching some powerful shit about haters and about, you know what I'm saying? You can't let people get to you from where you trying to be in life and where you need to go in life and stuff like that. So I loved him about that. Then he kind of backtracked when he told the people to hold his suit, and then he was like, this is a money suit. His wife was like, oh shit. But he kept on going. Then he brought up the people that was sitting on the little side or whatever. They had like 12 chairs or whatever over there with these preachers, and he was called them haters, and was like, some of them didn't vote for him because they didn't want him. They was too scared of his swag or whatever, and they didn't want him to be on the board. And I was just like, for real? That preaching just went a whole left field. But hey, it was people jumping up in the audience. But like I said, the man is anointed. He is so anointed, and he can save lives. I can't give him that. Like, if he listens to his wife and just brings some shit down, he can just attract a lot more members. I really believe that, especially with young members. People that he just not judgmental. He just say like, shit, come to my church and just give your life to God. And that's it. So I like that. Like I said, I like that about him. But his swag is a little too much. It is. I agree with that. Then you have Bishop McClendon and his son in the studio. They singing and trying to figure out where do his son go. His son is kind of stuck in a, you know, do he want to do music? Do he want to be in church? You know, stuff like that. And he was like, did you talk to your dad about this kind of situation? And Bishop McClendon is just like, you can't serve two worlds. So I understood that, because I was taught that too when I was younger. Like, you can't be singing worldly songs in the streets and then be all at church, and then, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't be all in church preaching and shit like that, and then be in the club dropping it like it's hot. This shit ain't cute. It's just not cute. Because then you gonna always have your sinners always throw that in your face. That, like, how you gonna preach to me and you dropping it like it's hot in the club? So I understood that, like, you gotta pick one and focus on it. Hey, somebody need to go tell Pastor Dietrich Haddon that then, because I think he got a little confused. Pastor J and Pastor Cheney, Pastor Ron, they all at the tattoo shop. Maisha and Christy shows up later. Pastor J gets a tattoo. You know, Pastor Ron is just there for support because he said he's scared of needles. It ain't gonna happen. Pastor Cheney wants a damn tattoo, but he ain't got the balls to get it because his wife got his balls in her purse. She comes, As they getting a tattoo, you know, he got a little cool little bird. I was like, okay, it's a little small, you know, to be putting right there. But okay, it seemed like my D was bigger than his damn, my D right here was bigger than that damn bird. So I was just like, wow, okay, and you was acting like that shit hurt. But, so, yeah, he gets tattooed. Then, you know, Pastor Cheney, I guess Pastor Ron was asking him, was he going to get it or whatever. And Maisha was like, hell to the no. Nope, not going to happen. And he wanted to make his wife happy, so he didn't get what he wanted to get because of what she said. So yeah, that was basically the gist of this episode of Preachers of L.A. episode 6. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Are you on Maisha's side with the tattoos and the people in church, or you just feel like me? Tattoos are not you. It's not. It's a part of who you are, your creative side. It wants to show who you are with your tattoos, but it don't. If you get what I'm saying, it's not you. It doesn't define that I'm a nice person if you see some big ass tattoo on my back. No, it doesn't define me of that. It don't say, oh, I'm ratchet because I have a tattoo on my lower back. No, because you know people call it a tramp stamp, and I was like, bitch, I'm not a tramp. I just like the goddamn tattoo, and that's where I wanted to place it at. Just saying. So yeah, just tell me what you guys thought about this. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share my videos, thumbs up the videos. You know, tell other people to check in and subscribe and all that good stuff. Make sure you check out Mike B801. He's also going to do Preachers of L.A. Check out Ashley Miller 1987, Scotty from Mr. Still Standing. Yes, we'll all do great videos. Check out Jamar 84. I think it's Jamar 84 on Twitter, but Jamar Washington on YouTube. Y'all know what I'm saying. So yeah, talk to us. Check out Tasha C. I've been getting to her videos and I really like her channel. Some more love, check her out. She's from New York. She cool chick. So yeah, check us all out. Make sure you rate, comments, and subscribe to all our channels, and tell a friend about all our channels. Alright, peace.